I will be doing a quick tank review for the Swedish Tier 3 TD, the IKV 72. This vehicle for its tier, it is not that good nor bad, just like its predecessor. As long as you play toward the vehicle's strengths, weaknesses, and know how to use the correct strategy at the right time, you can do quite well in this tank. Let's get into the vehicle stats now. The vehicle stats for the machine when it is fully upgraded, it is good for the most part. When it comes to the firepower of the machine, you have a pretty good 75mm gun. This 75mm gun, the rate of fire, it is okay for its tier. 13 rounds per a minute. You have relatively good penetration value for regular AP, premium AP, and HE. It's good for its tier, so you can penetrate most of the semi-armored targets at this tier area still easily enough. Damage output, it is on par, average 110 damage per a shot. So if you can hit something with this, you can kill most of the tanks that you will be going up against in tier 3-4 area between 1 to 3 shots easily enough. The accuracy and the aiming time, it is pretty good once you have a fully trained crew in the tank. Aiming time, it is 2 seconds. Accuracy 0.37. So as long as you fully aim in onto your target with this tank, you can hit them for the most part. The load time, it is pretty good, underneath 5 seconds. With the amazing gun traverse speed, left to right, at 37.5. This is where the gun stats get to be pretty good. The gun depression downward, it is 12, so you can dig yourself in a bit with the terrain around you and use that 12 degrees to your full advantage while you are in cover to shoot back at the enemy tank. Gun elevation, it is good at 20 upward. Gun elevation, gun traverse limits, it is 10 to the left, 10 to the right. That is not that good, but with the gun traverse speed, the whole traverse speed, the aiming time, and the accuracy, it is not that big of a issue at times. Unless, based upon certain maps and the situations that you get yourself into, then it may be a bit of a problem for you. Besides that, the gun is pretty good when it comes to damage output per a minute. It is about 1,450. Survivability, it is nothing to write home about. It is completely rubbish. 150 hit points. You can be killed easily enough with the paper thin armor. With paper thin armor, your modules and crew members, they can be damaged easily enough. Armor in the front, it is 18, side 7, rear 12. The thing with the armor in the front here, it is angled. So if you angle it well enough at times, you may be able to ricochet a few low penetrating shots, mostly flak, and a machine gun whenever you're top tier only. Besides that, everything can actually penetrate you easily enough. The tank, it is a open top roof here, so a well-placed shot in the center of here. The modules and the crew members, they can be damaged easily enough. Mobility. This is where the tank is pretty good. For weighing about 8.25 tons, the machine, it is quite agile with the top engine of 145 horsepower. With the horsepower to ton ratio of about 17.5 horsepower roughly, you can easily get to the vehicle top speed of 57 kilometers easily enough when you are going down downhill, going in a straight line on flat terrain. Besides that, the machine it is generally mobile enough so you can easily reach somewhere between 20 to 30 kilometers easily enough for the most part. Reverse speed it is good at 20. The hold reverse speed it is about 42, so this machine can turn around in a hurry if it have to. Now the vehicle concealment it is pretty good. It is 27.6 when it is saying still. You can improve this even more using a camouflage net, camouflage parks, camouflage paint, and the terrain around you as well. When the vehicle is on the move, it is 16.5. When it comes to the vehicle's spotting range, the base view range, it is 300. The radio that I am using, it is 345. There is a third radio which is slightly better, but for this tier, this radio will do. With the base view range of 300 and 345 for the signal range, both of them will do for this tier. If you want to have about 400 meters plus view range easily enough, use the binocular telescope piece of equipment. Now, I will be quickly covering how are you going to be researching the IKV-72 ASAP to get to the next vehicle in a hurry. The research for the IKV-72 it's a easy tank to go through, as you will just have to research the top gun on the tank only. Then you can move on to the SAV M43. So it is quite viable for you to go through this entire tank playing it. It's stock for the most part. But if you want to use this machine for the upgrade, then I will show you what the upgrades are like. To mount all of the equipment onto the tank here, you will have to get the second pair of tracks. The hold reverse changes for the better. 38 to 40 for the second pair of tracks. The first engine, it's a 105 horsepower engine, which allow you to be a mobile enough TD still, but if you want to have a better horsepower to ton ratio, use the second engine here, as that for the extra horsepower, it does make a bit of a difference at times. The radios, you have 3 to use. The first one, you would have it unlocked already, as it was usable on the PVL VVFM42. The second and the third radio, unless if you went down the medium light tank line for the Swedish tanks, you will have to unlock and use this radio if you want to use them. So it is up to you if you want to do that or not. My recommendation is you should at least unlock the second radio, as it is slightly better at 345 meters. It is up to you if you want to get the last radio, as it is a 455 meter signal range radio. If you are not going to be researching the RA100 radio, then you would have it unlocked anyways if you go through the SAV to get to the IKV 103. You would have the RA100 radio as the first radio for that tank there, so that's not a bad way to get through the tank ASAP to to have the top radio unlocked already. Also, if you're going to be unlocking the top radio, you would be spending roughly the same amount of experience points, 3,200, to research the next tank. So it is up to you if you want to research the top radio or not on this tank. Now I will be covering the consumables, the ammunition layout, the equipment, and how are you going to be using this TD. Let's begin off with the consumables. Consumables at this tier, you may or may not want to use any. If you're going to be using any, go with the small repair kit, small first aid kit. Or if you want to have a permanent bonus when the consumables are not being used, go with either of the large repair kit or the large first aid kit for the permanent bonus it does offer you. The ammunition count for the top gun, it is 42 rounds of ammo. So for the most part, you will never run out of ammo in a tank. So you will never run out of ammo in a match with this tank. The majority of the ammo you will be using, it is regular AP, which you can penetrate most of the tanks still at this tier when using normal AP. The premium ammunition, it is regular AP pretty much, but have a slightly better penetration value, 90 to 150, which can be quite useful at times when you are going up against the heavily armored tier 5 heavies and TDs. So it is up to you if you want to use premium AP use premium AP or not. I find regular AP will do the job if you know where to shoot at the tier 5 heavy tanks and heavy TDs armor weak spot at time. Premium AP costs 7 gold or 2,800 credits per round. HE, it's a viable option choice still at this tier, as you can penetrate most of the thinly armored targets that you are going up against, especially the thinly armored targets whenever you're top tier. So using HE, it's not a bad idea when you are going up against other Swedish TDs at the same time. Equipment, I had some of it laying around, so I use the camouflage net and the binocular telescope to improve the tank performance as a long distance to a medium distance sniper, while being a bit of a passive scout as well at times. The other pieces of equipment that you can use if you want to: enhanced gun lane drive to get a better aiming time, coated optics for more of a permanent view range increase. The toolbox, it is not a bad idea if you are going for a slightly better repair speed. So a plus 25% bonus, it is not a bad idea to put this on for the time being, as long as you have one laying around. The torsion bar upgrade, it is not worth getting at this tier. Besides that, all of the equipment on the tank here, it is quite useful to improve the tank capacity when it comes to using it in a match. Now, what roles can the IKV 72 fill quite well? This is a TD after all at tier 3, so you will have tier 3 matchmaking. So the main roles that the IKV can fill quite well, you can do quite well in a long distance to medium distance sniper, medium to a short distance sniper, as a support TD, as a passive scout at times, or based upon what is going on in the match at the time, you can be quite good front 9 TD at times as long as you use the appropriate tactic and strategy at the time, so you are not going to be killed quickly. So remember, if playing this TD as a front 9 TD at times, you have papers in armor and a low amount of hit points. Besides that, this is a pretty good TD to use when you know how to use those roles in the IKV quite well. I have one replay to show you how well you can do in the IKV 72. Let's go to that replay now. This replay, I will show you how well you can do in the IKV 72 when you're not top tier in a match like this. This is a tier 4 matchup, which you can do pretty good in. So let me speed this replay up a bit. First thing first, I am moving to the left side of the map, where I will begin to support my team push. Being a semi-armored vehicle, I am being in the back here, as I could be killed easily enough with 150 hit points at this tier area still. Now, in case if anyone was on the other side of the bridge there, using the terrain to cover themselves, I am in a pretty good position. I am only showing the top part of the tank, so they have a bit of a hard time hitting that part of the vehicle. I wait for more backup before I do anything else. This vehicle, when it is by itself, it is quite an easy target to be killed in. I did not know if I was seen or not, so I went back a bit to get off of the enemy radar there. Seeing there are a few vehicles here, I begin to move up and get some shots. First shot, and it damaged my gun from the enemy gun. So getting precise shots off will be a bit of a problem. So I'm trying to lead my shot to the best of my abilities. Even with a damaged gun, I managed to get some penetrating shots. I'm going to continue to try to shoot at these targets here, being a bit of a medium to short distance sniper. Seeing I am not having any luck there, with it being 5-4 for me, I begin to move forward. The majority of their forces is either in the middle here, to the right of me, or to the left. From the looks of it, looks like my team have things secure on our front for the most part. The birch gun, I got a shot on it. Seeing I'm not going to get a second shot on it as it retreated backwards. I begin to move forward. This STRV M43. At this range, I can penetrate it easily enough. Using HE would have been a good idea, as HE could have had penetrate the vehicle armor and do its full amount of damage. Another Swedish vehicle. I'm trying to shoot at it with a 75% crew anti-damage gun. Getting accurate shots off is a bit difficult at times. So it is 12-7 right now. Let me speed the replay up a bit. I will be moving up to the rock here, trying to use it as cover. I am playing a game of cat and mouse to see which way that Swedish medium went. Seeing it is in front of me, retreating backwards, I try to shoot at it. Made a pot shot, hoping I could penetrate it. Second shot, not going to work. The PD4D got the last shot on it, so I go to the base here to support my team push. I move through the base here pretty quickly. For a TD of its size, this vehicle it is quite agile, which is quite good. This replay for being a tier 3 TD in a tier 4 match, I did quite well for switching in between roles when I have to be a sniper, being a support vehicle, and then eventually being a very aggressive front 9 TD. For the 4 kills that I got in the IKV 72, I did about 800 damage, which is quite nice. Let's go to the garage now to do a brief recap on the tank itself. Let's do a brief recap on the IKV 72. This tank itself, it is not that bad nor good for a tier 3 TD, it is just average. As long as you play toward the vehicle's strengths and weaknesses, you can do quite well in this tank. Remember, due to the thin armor of the machine and low hit points, you can be killed quickly, so be careful about that. As long as you know what you're doing in the IKV 72, you can do quite well in this TD. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the IKV 72 and how to use it properly. If you like this video, leave a comment, a like, and even subscribe to my channel as well. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.